Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. Today, we are making a special video about Vechain VET as I just noticed something that all Vechain holders need to know about, need to think about, and need to share. So guys, if you're watching this video and this is crucial and you're holding Vechain, make sure you press that like button and comment it down below. In a second, you'll understand completely why. It is crucial. So, as you most likely know from a lot of the Vechain videos that I've made on this channel, I'm very excited about the project. I hold a lot of coins and I've been with the team for a very long while. Not officially part of it, but I've basically been watching them grow and seen them do a lot of different things. Having said that, I am noticing something right now within the community which is really driving me into a corner of not knowing exactly what to say. What I mean with that, guys, is that Vechain just came out with a small announcement, and actually there's a couple of other announcements surrounding that, and I have a couple of crazy ideas that I really want to share with you about Vechain, about the project, about the exciting parts, but there's a little bit of a skeptical eye that I'm seeing in almost every single comment section which revolves around Vechain. It is very, very interesting. So, one of the things which I, for example, noticed, and again, guys, make sure you let the others know that you're still holding or still excited. If you've lost your faith, let me also know in the comment section down below, just so we have a little bit of an idea. So, Sunny Liu recently said this thing about smart NFTs. Smart NFTs could do so much more than just JPEGs, but the challenge to a smart NFT will be the efficiency and the cost imaging user clicking one button to execute dozens of different smart contracts. And Vechain has no problem for that, and we call for innovators to come and build. Now, this was a very nice call, but as I also already stated before, it is just a bottom layer. He is calling out for a new sort of NFT, which in theory is very nice, but that's basically it, because we already assumed that not really many people are going to go into this call of action or call for action and start doing stuff. And Bread, rightfully so, was pretty critical, saying, well, I'm sorry, my friend, but I'm one of your builders, but a call to build really isn't enough anymore for a blockchain that has lost its spot in the layer 1 conversation. Again, it's not an Ethereum, it's not a Binance Smart Chain. They've been lackluster in this DeFi realm, in this quote-unquote build realm for a very long time. Vechain must give incentive to build outside a promising core chain, improving your grant limit, run contest, fund it. I firmly agree with Bread, all right? And this is a piece of FUD that I think is warranted, that is allowed, that is good, because what he's basically doing is putting some pressure on Vechain to say, hey, if you want to compete with the big boys, make sure you fund it that way. Make sure you put money towards where your mouth is basically and saying, hey, come build. Yet you don't really give fat, juicy rewards for it. Why would anybody choose Vechain? You might say, oh, but sustainability this, sustainability that. Yeah. That's nice and all, but that's a second thing. People usually follow the money. It's a snowball effect, and so they'd rather go for a Binance Smart Chain or an Ethereum rather than Vechain, because why not? Now, there's a couple of projects out there. I mean, Vechain keeps sharing different things. Here's, for example, their most recent announcement. We're excited to welcome Genuine Way to Vechain Thor in 2022 and pleased to be recognized for our low carbon blockchain architecture. So, I mean, it's happening. When combined with Vechain's advanced infrastructure, technology providers like, what's the name again? Goodway or Genuine Way can drive SDGs and radically enhance sustainability. So all in all, this sounds good. Really can't say too much about it. But here's where the real criticism started. So if you check Genuine Way's Twitter, you'll notice they're not really doing too well. They have about 14 followers. They basically don't have any social media presence whatsoever. And oh boy, did Twitter pick up on this. When I'm checking through these comments here, from normally under my videos, everybody is excited about Vechain, always. To all of a sudden, all this negativity. And guys, I don't really understand why. And there's only a couple of golden geese here who are also pointing out towards the same thought process which I have, which is, why are people so negative about it all of a sudden? Is it because of price? Well, if you look year over year, for example, Vechain really isn't doing that bad. If we're talking about partnerships, Vechain really isn't doing bad at all. I don't really understand where these ideas or where these quote-unquote complaints are all coming from. And guys, there's quite a significant amount of them, like I tried to state earlier here. It's not just one or two people. Look at this, for example. If you look through here, you'll most likely notice there's quite a lot of criticism throughout there. However, I'm personally sticking through it. I don't really have anything negative to say about it. And overall, a lot of people are just critical in a nice way. And so I can't really say too much negative about that. But when reading through, a couple of tweets have now most likely faded away that were here before a little bit earlier. I'm also wondering a little bit of what I was checking out earlier because there was a lot more. Oh, here we go. Here was under Sunny Lou's post from just now. This is his little update 42. The idea of Vechain was brewed 7 years ago and the mainnet was launched 4 years ago. The vision stays in the course, transforming technology value to the real value. I was called as the most stupid one in crypto to choose this way, but I am who I am and I am fine with that. This is where the real FUD started. People were really going crazy. This guy's a Vechain logo as his logo, I guess. But before you try to brag on yourself, maybe you should actually show your product works. 7 years in, you have yet to display any real value transformation. You have built and advertised a great product, but no real customers, means no actual value transformation. All talk so far. And I personally really don't understand that. I've been reading into all these different arguments, but I honestly don't understand. So one of the things to quickly come back is to say, but look at the partnership list. And to be honest, I think that that's enough to give people and say, look at what partnerships Vechain has. Tell me a lot of crypto projects basically that have the same sort of partnerships lined up, and people really can't do that because it's pretty severe. Their counter argument is, well, that's been the way for years, which is true. I mean, Vechain is adding to it, but it's been rather slow. Okay. But the simple fact is that the mainnet is only burning 40,000 VTHO per day, less than $200 worth. And so at that rate, he says he could personally fund the entire blockchain. Nobody's using it at large scale yet. And I think there's actually a valid claim here and kind of like an ultimatum from the community a little bit, which is Vechain, step your game up. And honestly, guys, if it weren't for the fact that Vechain made a very radical shift recently, which is to introduce the VUS dollar and to start focusing more on becoming that layer one, going into the DeFi realm basically, I would have most likely been a little bit less excited. But the fact that they're not just sticking to their old roots of just only supply chain in the literal sense, which you already know it, but they're trying to expand as far as possible, I see a very bright future for this crypto. I don't really understand where the hatred is coming from. People often like to say in the crypto community, like, oh, they're so slow, they're not moving, they're not doing anything. Look at ADA, look at XRP. Great projects fundamentally, a little bit slower than others. But slow is not bad. Look at the story of what is it now? The turtle versus the rabbit or something like that? I don't know what it's called in English. Again, I guess I'm not a native English speaker. But yeah, look at that again. Slow is not necessarily worse. Fast is not necessarily better. It's a little fun analogy that we like to put out there. I guess let's kind of skip that for today. But the story stays true, though, that there's so much uncertainty in the space already, and people try to kind of add on top of that by saying, oh, it's doing bad. Look at the price literally. If you compare it to where it was in 2020, the Vechain price has gone insane. It really has. So in my own opinion, I don't really understand where these people are coming from. There's a lot of negativity out there, and I just wanted to quickly share that with you all. But I also wanted to share my own thought process, which is, if you're saying it didn't move, I'm not exactly sure where you guys are watching. Maybe this is just some people coming together to kind of laugh at things. Here, this guy has a lot of followers, so that's I guess why he got a lot of likes. But in reality, I'm pretty excited about the project still. I'm not going to sell my tokens. I'm holding on to it. Then again, we did get in a pretty cheap price. Would I buy a lot of it right now? Well, it depends. I have bought a lot of Vechain in my due days. Why? Because I do believe in the thought process in the project still, regardless of what people say on Twitter. I don't care about them. There is, however, one argument to be made against it, which is why I'll keep holding on and not selling, but not necessarily buying a crazy chunk, which is mostly because in a rapid moving crypto space, very often it's smartest to go for projects which have the most amount of crazy, exciting things lined up quickly, right? And so with Vechain, you're mostly investing in a longer term, in a future, or a crazy spike because of some new announcement. With a lot of other projects, there's more of a guarantee in, for example, a couple of months. Like XRP, we have this lawsuit fixing itself, which is, in my own opinion, not financial advice, not legal advice. A almost guaranteed, it's like 7x, 8x, 10x if they end up winning. It's a little bit easier, I think, for people to pour money into that than with a Vechain, where, again, sometimes the future is a little bit more uncertain. And the same argument people make for ADA, where it's like, well, what's the next thing, right? It's a little bit speculative, but I'm keeping my investments in. I hold through. Still excited about the project. I don't care what others say. And I just wanted to quickly let you guys in on my mind. So yeah, guys, let me know down below if you're still excited about Vechain. Let me know down below if you've given up hope. I haven't. Not really sure exactly why people have. It's not as if things have gone really worse over the last couple of months or so. Maybe it's just the bear market that's aching people, or the negative market, because I still believe it's more bullish rather than bearish. But hey, that's just my thoughts. And yeah, I wanted to quickly share all this stuff out there, guys. That was it for right now. See you guys later in another crypto video.